Young men will have visions and old men will dream dreams. I guess I'm an old man because I dream every single night. Every single night, I have a dream. Even when I was a child, I would dream. And one thing I've learned about my dreams is to never dismiss them, never to call them crazy. It's just I have to figure out how to interpret my dreams because God is definitely speaking to me through my dreams. So I had a dream last night, and in this dream, I had a headband on. I had 3 headbands on, and it was me and 2 other people standing there, and one of the people that was standing there had adjusted one of the headbands. And I felt like it wasn't right, so right after the adjustment, I had immediately woke up. And so I rebuked the dream and I fell right back to sleep. Well, when I fell back to sleep, I was then dreaming that I was riding a bicycle in my old neighborhood. I was riding down the street. And I'm riding and I see this woman just standing in the street, had on all black, had salt and pepper hair, really didn't have a face, but in my spirit I knew she was a witch. And then I continued to ride my bike and I passed either another witch or a warlock. So I got to my childhood home. So as I get into the driveway, my grandmother is there. Now my grandmother has been deceased since 99. But there was like a shadowy figure in the backyard with a backpack on. And I'm like, wow. So they like jumped the fence as they was jumping the fence and turned around and looked. It happened to be one of my friends. And so I got in the house. We went in the house and I was trying to close the door and it was a big wooden door. But the door was like bowing in for it to be wooden. It was just weird. So I'm trying to keep the door closed and the door wouldn't lock. But then I started hearing glass breaking in the basement. So they were trying to break in. So I told my grandmother to call 911. So when she left out the room, I called 911. And when I called, it connected me to a whole nother state. So needless to say, I kind of knew I wasn't going to get help there. And I went in the room to tell my grandmother to see what was going on with her. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit just to kind of get to the end. But I went in there. She was laying in the bed with like oxygen and was just like out of it. And so I knew at that point she could not help me. When I left out of her room, got in the kitchen, got to the basement stairs, I said, I bind every evil spirit. I screamed it. Nothing happened but sleep paralysis. Then I said, I bind every evil spirit in the name of Jesus. And then I woke up. His name is powerful.